I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. And welcome to everyone on this beautiful Labor Day weekend. Welcome to the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. It's great to see y'all. And now it's time, possibly, for our children's message. However, the people giving the children's message seem to be backstage. Oh, announcements. Silly me. Sorry. False alarm, Mary. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so let's see. Everything I'm going to say is on our website, www.venturacsl.org, or there's a desk out there, and you are welcome to check in with the person at the concierge desk, and they will guide you in terms of what's going on at the church. If you're a first-time visitor, it would be great if you have any questions to check in with any practitioner, but we have specific people assigned to that. They're called ambassadors, and they're wearing teal stoles. We have lots of volunteer opportunities. If you want to volunteer, go ahead and see Bernie right there, Bernie Austin, our volunteer coordinator. All kinds of things to do. Yay, Bernie. We have choir rehearsal after the service today. Anybody can join our choir. Choir rehearsal is 11:30. It's downstairs. And then I think that's all I've got for now. So now it's time. I called you up early. I'm so sorry about that. I spaced out. Oh, good for you. Yeah. It was hard. Was it hard to find a parking space this morning? Oh my gosh. Shocking. I heard. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, come on up. Come on up. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me one second.
I would like to call up all of the youth. I do remind parents
we can hear you on the stage. I can hear you on the stage.
I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that.
I can hear you on the stage.
I'm going to tell a little story this week. We're going to do some magic too.
Oh.
Would you join us?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Hi. It's good to see you, kiddo. Hi.
In your lap.
Is this for Asher? Like that? There you go. Do I get one?
Oh,
Thank you.
yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And I'll
Okay.
get one too.
All right. Does everybody know what it is?
No, we're not going to look yet. We're waiting for the magic.
Okay.
I'm going to bring my little wand just in case it's needed.
Good.
I'm going to tell you a story this morning about an apple tree, the very first apple tree. Now, once upon a time, don't you love stories?
I do.
Once upon a time.
Yes.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
A very long time ago, the world had only one apple tree. Now, it was just a baby apple tree. It was a seedling with small roots and no branches to speak of. Now, one night, the little apple tree looked up into the sky, and admired the beautiful stars. Now, this little apple sprout wanted so badly to reach up and touch those stars. So it stretched, and it stretched, and it stretched until it was a great big apple tree. But as much as the great apple tree stretched, it could not reach the stars. So the great apple tree began to cry. It was so sad it couldn't touch those beautiful stars. But the star fairy heard the great apple tree cry and flew down to see what was wrong. And the great apple tree cried, "Oh, star fairy, I want to touch the stars, but I'm way down here and they're way up there. So the star fairy thought for a minute and said, Great apple tree, I will bring you back a star, but the stars live. Hi, the stars live. Hold it on your lap this way. This way. See where it says top? Thank you for your patience. I love when they come. Okay. See where it says this side up? Hold it on your lap. We're going to do some magic. If you got it? Hold it on your lap. Okay. So the star fairy said, I will bring you back a star, but the stars are very far away. So it will be a while before I return. And with that, the star fairy flew back up into the sky, leaving the great apple tree in wonder. Now with spring, that great apple tree had these beautiful green leaves and these tiny pink flowers. But he, she, they, it could still not touch the stars. And then summer came, and those pink flowers turned white. And just like the bright stars, they began to turn into tiny apples. But the great apple trees could still not touch the stars. And then with fall, those tiny apples grew bigger and bigger and bigger until they were ready to eat. And the great apple tree was so proud of its apples that it forgot all about the stars until one day the star fairy came back. I brought you a basket of stars, said the star fairy, but your branches are full of apples. How will you ever hold them? Oh, thank you, star fairy, exclaimed the great apple tree, but I no longer need the stars. My apples fill up my branches, and they're so pretty, I couldn't bear to touch. I couldn't bear to part with them. So the star fairy thought for a moment and then said, I know, I'll give each one of your apples a star. And I'll put it deep within them, and every time someone cuts up an apple, they'll see a beautiful star. And with that, the star fairy touched her wand. We have to have sound effects. Magic only works if you have a sound effect. Magic, you know what? Good point. This is what we know about magic. Magic is in the eye, in the heart of the beholder.
Yes, it is.
And we all see magic in different things, and we all see magic at different times in our own way.
Absolutely.
That is the magic. Hold up your stars. You can pull your apples out. I want you to see the star in the center of the apple.
Yeah.
The end. During your week, make sure if you find yourself yearning for the stars, to be among them, to touch them, to feel them, to experience them, perhaps look deep inside and find that light of the star already inside yourself, burning brightly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are the face of God. Hi. It's for me. Thank you. My heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Thank you. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, y'all, I got a present. I think Hawk and Nico got it for me, and then there's my snack to go with it. This is a bottle of distilled water, I'm sure instigated by Kristen over there. Because last Sunday I spoke about the need for distilled water and the family feud that ensued on it. So I'm going to put it on an altar as a tribute to the generosity of our congregation. There we go. Thank you. That's my miracle. And now for further miracles, let us turn our attention to Reverend Susan Burrell, who will pray with us and for us.
Oh, so as the practitioners and other ministers stand in full alignment already with the word that's about to be spoken, I claim magic, I claim miracles, I claim love within, peace within, and harmony. As I claim that for myself, I claim it for each and every person in this sanctuary, knowing that there is only love, and that love is the oneness, the allness of the I am presence that magically appears within us whenever we ask to see a star, whenever we ask for more peace, more love, more harmony. It is the gift that is distilled down, pouring into each of us, and I am not joking, that is the holy presence of source energy. And knowing that each of us are grounded in this full awareness now of the only I am, that higher consciousness that lives within the heart of each of us, in fact, the heart of all that are here on the planet Earth at this current time. I know that we are blessed. Today is a blessing, and we are blessed always by this love, by this light, by this peace, by the magic that resides within us that I choose to call God. And so accepting it as so already with this word spoken, I take a deep breath and simply release this word into the law of love and allow it to unfold perfectly. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Susan. And let us stay in that glorious consciousness, that place of knowing that the miracle is already here and that we are here to receive it. Here to receive it as we rest and let go and allow. And so we go deeper into that beautiful, beautiful inner sanctuary that is held in this outer sanctuary, this community of souls and spirits, as we open our hearts to listen to the words of the sacred reading.
Pausing Atop a Busy World, a reading by Mark Nepo. I start each day by opening the blinds and making coffee for my wife. This way I enter the day by letting in light and doing something for someone I love. From there, come what may, I'm centered in the strength of light and care. Then I feed our dog and go to work. By mid-morning, I take Zuzu, our yellow lab, out for a walk. It's there that the trees and birds begin to speak, or rather I begin to listen, as they've been sharing their secrets constantly. Most mornings I see birds tending and feeding their young, flying to and fro with twigs or pecking at the ground for seeds. They're always building and mending their makeshift nests, much like us, going to and fro to gas up the car, to pay the bills, and get the tools we need to patch the roof. Endless tasks that keep us as a part of life. Today, we went for our walk a little closer to noon. The sun was everywhere, and things seemed extra close. Perhaps my mind was more empty and my heart more full, but the tulips just opening and the wind ruffling the budding leaves seemed Eden-like. Then I saw a single bird perched atop the very tip of an enormous blue spruce, so easily balanced. It looked out at the world it would have to return to. Then I saw another perched atop a large oak. The birds, pausing from their tasks, became silent teachers, saying without saying that we need to fall in love with the ordinary rhythms of life again and again. And when the tasks are done or have become too heavy to complete, we need to pause and perch atop our worries and concerns so we can return to the world and do what needs to be done until what sustains us reveals itself like the inside of a seed cracked by our beak. I start each day by letting in light and doing something for someone I love, in order to do what needs to be done to repair our small part of the world. Then I listen, and that listening becomes the perch from which I chance to see all we are a part of. The day unfolds, and I get excited, then annoyed, then confused, and tired. I eat and sleep and do it all over again. When I get tangled in the tasks, it can seem like hell. But when the light illuminates the inside of things, like today, and the coffee is brewed, then things go quiet. And there's nothing else I could ask for. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Hugh. And let us breathe into this rest, this divine rest on this Labor Day, where we celebrate the stillness behind the appearance of all busyness. Very much like the I am presence, the presence of love or God or spirit or higher power, whatever it is we choose to call it, it is there always. It is all there is. It is the grace behind all appearances, and even the appearances are grace. And so in this place, centered in the fullness of this mystery, let us remember the truth of the I am, knowing that as we sing this song together, this chant, that it is about each and every one of us, recognizing the I am presence within us. But it is also recognizing the I am in the bird, in the coffee, in the annoyance, in the frustration, in the grace, in everything, in all beings and all conditions everywhere. For I am is all there is. We sing together, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. who I am. In the spirit of the blessed stillness, in all things, we breathe in deeply, and then we exhale, gently opening our eyes as love, and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is. Namaste.
Child, come to the Father. Come like a child, you sons and daughters. You don't have to do it by yourself. And only fear will guide you when you look to something else. You don't have to make it on your own. Come to me, I lead you home. I am safe, I am loved, I am here, and my heart is open. I am safe, and I am loved. I am here, and my heart is open. Come like a child, come to the mother, come rest your heart, you sons and daughters. You don't have to do it by yourself. And every fear will bind you if you trust in something else. You don't have to make it on your own. Come to me, I am your home. For I am safe, I am loved, I am here, and my heart is open. I am safe, I am loved, I am here, and my heart is open. So open the eyes of my heart, love. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you, and I want to see you. And open the eyes of my heart, love. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. 'Cause you are holy, holy, holy. You're holy, holy, holy. You're holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. You are holy, holy, holy. You're holy, 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 holy. I want to see you, 'cause I am safe, I am loved, I am here, and my heart is open. We are safe, we are forever loved. We're here, may your hearts be open.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So today's talk title, I think I need a minute to breathe after that. Give me one sec. I think we all do. Okay. Putting the rest in restoration is the talk title for today. When I was thinking about this title, the word restore, restoration kept coming in, and I'm like, why do I know that phrase? Step 2 from Alcoholics Anonymous. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Now, some of us may be saying, well, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not addicted to anything. That's why I'm laughing. I heard a laugh from that neighborhood over there. Oh, goodness. How is addiction about me? Well, even if we're not addicted to a substance or a behavior or whatever, we are addicted to our thinking. Richard Rohr says that we're all addicted to our thinking. In fact, our addiction to thinking is our primary addiction. And it's not only our addiction to thinking, we're addicted to our thinking about our thinking. We think that if it's a thought in our head, it must be right. And all the other people who don't think like us are wrong. So we're addicted to our thinking about our thinking, and there is a slight chance that we may be addicted to our, in quotes, truth about work and rest. Now, it did occur to me that I might be preaching to the choir here. I mean, literally, as well, figuratively as well. Because there are many people that are retired, maybe, and maybe when you're retired, you're not a big workaholic. Is that correct? No? Okay, I don't know. But even if sometimes when I give talks about this, about rest, I do occasionally get comments like, well, I don't struggle with that at all. I have the opposite problem. I'm a big slug and I want to get going. They're actually related, and perhaps that will be revealed in this message or not. But basically what it is, it's about looking at our addiction, whether it's thinking, our addiction to truth, our truth about work and rest. And if you're not feeling like a workaholic, perhaps it could be about an addiction to the work of worry. In my world, sometimes worrying becomes a full-time job, becomes a career, and I'm really good at it. Anybody else? Okay, show of pinkies, good. All right. This business about thinking that the thoughts in our head are true. Mark Nepo, in his book that we're featuring this month, is partialities are not false, just limited. The way branches never lie. They're just not the whole tree. This is Mark Nepo's version of touch your elbow, right? When I invite the congregation, if you're new here, sometimes I invite the congregation to touch their elbow, and I say, are you touching your body? And they say, yes. Are you touching your entire body? And they say, no. It's the same relationship with our thought, with truth. We think our truth is true. What we're speaking about is true, but it's not the entire truth, okay? And the same is true with our thoughts about work. Our thoughts about work, rest, worry, whatever, they're true, but they may not be the entire truth. So our purpose today is to take a kind look at our thoughts about work, rest, and the work of worry, to restore sanity, which is to restore right relationship with our relationship with work and rest, and also to apply principle and practice for a great life. We are all here, you are all here to have a great life, a life of joy and peace and magnificence. Certainly there will be struggle, there will be problems, but all of those things exist as portals to draw us into a greater experience of the greatness that we already are. So we are here to apply principle and practice for a great life. This is work. For a while, I was watching one of those TV channels where you don't have to pay as much and you get commercials. This was my favorite commercial I've ever seen in my whole life. It was this poor guy who was running a business, and this Post-it note monster was chasing him around and getting in his way. Oh, the actor, I don't know about the actor playing the monster. That might have been computer generated, but the actor playing the guy who was just beleaguered by the Post-it note monster was so good. I wish I could show the whole commercial, but I don't think I'm allowed to do that as a nonprofit. So anyway, many of us have either a pile of Post-its following us, or a pile of mental Post-its following us, or a huge to-do list that continues to grow and grow and grow no matter how much we chip away at it. And the message is that there is too much to do. There is too much to do and not enough time. And then we fail, quote unquote, fail to get it done. And what this does is that it sets us up for a vicious circle, a vicious circle. Here's what I know about a vicious circle. Look, it's a vicious circle. It has teeth and it's chasing us. But beyond the cleverness of this cartoon is that we have the idea that we can't get it done, or we literally physically cannot get everything done. Our worry is not making things go away. We can't get it done. So that we develop this belief in inadequacy, that we can't get it done, so there's something wrong with us. And then we believe in doing more as a fix. That becomes a circle, a self-perpetuating circle, where we can't get it done, so we believe that we are inadequate, so we do more to try and fix it, and we can't get that done, and then we believe in inadequacy even more, and then we believe in more as a fix again and again and again, over and over and over. And you notice that I've highlighted the words believe, right? Because again, this is a tree branch or elbow-touching moment. It is our belief in inadequacy that gets us stuck, not inadequacy itself. It is our belief in more as a fix that gets us stuck in this circle, so that we do more that we can't get done. So we believe in inadequacy again, and then we believe in trying to do more as a fix. Why do we have these beliefs? What's at stake? Why do we worry about work or worry about anything? Certainly, I would say in American culture, this is a culture I know the best, but there's this thing about self-image going on for all of us, that we need to accomplish more, we need to get more, we need to be more. The self-image thing is tied very much to the idea that we are not enough, that in order to be enough, I have to have more or I have to do more. In order to be enough, I have to have more or do more. I have to be more accomplished. I have to be more recognized. I have to be a better person. I have to be better at this thing that I'm trying to excel at. For some folks, I have to be famous, right? For some of us, I need to get more likes on Facebook or social media. All of these things, we're using these as symbols of enoughness. And when we don't get them, we're using them as symbols that we're not enough. And then, of course, there's survival. You know, there is pressure on all of us to survive. One of our congregants that has moved away, but he comes back occasionally, Chris, has stood up here on the stage and said, I am a bunch of chemicals. I am a bunch of chemicals, meaning our hormones and our neurotransmitters and all of those things that we engage in for survival, that engage us in the pursuit of survival. I was chatting with a minister friend the other day, and we were talking about church, and as we do, and you know, we were both saying that the first 10 years, it felt like we were just waiting for a shoe to drop. Control, approval, security. Sorry, I jumped ahead. We're all seeking control, approval, and security. And about that security, winding back, I was talking to a friend who was a minister the other day. and and we were talking about, guess what we were talking about? How in the first 10 years of church, it felt like we were waiting for a shoe to drop. I challenge you to find another church in the land where they have odor eaters dropping into their sermon. I'm just saying. And the significance of odor eaters in the sermon is that it's not a nice shoe that's dropping in. It's a big old stinky shoe. It's combat boots that are caked in mud and that smell bad. We're waiting for that shoe to drop. And you don't have to be a minister to wait for that shoe to drop, right? Maybe just a little personal pinky showing. Is anybody here waiting for a shoe to drop? That everything, I said a personal pinky showing. We see some bold pinky showers. We're waiting for a shoe to drop, that everything will collapse and that we won't be secure, or we won't have the approval that we crave, or we won't have the control that we seek. And all of those things feel essential to our survival. Again, much of it because we want to be part of a group. We want to be connected because back in the day, we needed to be part of a group in order to survive. And we want that security of knowing that our needs are met, our basic physical needs are met. So we're waiting for that shoe to drop. And yet, what if our unfortunate thoughts and behaviors, the things that seem like they might be getting in the way of our spiritual enlightenment, what if our unfortunate thoughts and behaviors, although faulty, are a poignant attempt to get love and safety as we wrestle with something else? The real problem, what I call the real problem, and that is the big Mr. Stinky, impermanence. Let's all just breathe and take a moment. I'm so fond of this quote by Annie Dillard. I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit, but she says that when we incarnate, we make a pact with impermanence. We make a pact with impermanence. And that idea of impermanence, that this will all be over someday, follows us everywhere. Our responses to this thing called impermanence is that sometimes we freeze or flight. This is for the folks that don't feel like they're so busy. Maybe we're super busy. Maybe you people, or me, are so busy freezing, procrastinating, what I call frittering. It's a line from a musical, The Music Man. Spoke about it recently. Harold Hill says it in his epic sung monologue called Trouble. He says that we fritter away our noontime, supper time, chore time too. And I know that I personally fritter away a lot of things where I could be doing something that is not quite so unconscious. So we freeze and we fly in response to impermanence, trying to hold on to something. Part of this also is because we want to avoid vulnerability. If any of you has ever tried a creative project or something new, you know how hard it is to take that first step, right? And so we stay where we are. We freeze or we back away. And we fight to control. Freeze, flight, fight. We fight to control. Now, the caffeine there is a metaphor that may keep us going so that we can control more and more and more, but I put that up there because how many of y'all, I'm this way, love to have a task that restores order out of chaos? Washing dishes after a big party. Beautiful. The coffee is up there because one of my favorite things that restores my sanity for a moment is we have one of those Keurig coffee things with those little pods. And my husband knows that it's my job to put the pods in their place. And I do. And for a moment, life is beautiful. And then this guy shows up again, right? The pods are in this place, but this guy shows up again. Okay, here comes the cheery part of the sermon, all right? We are here to work on ourselves, only ourselves, and us being together in a supportive community gives us the opportunity to do that. So as we turn a corner here into the quote unquote cheery part of the sermon, let us know together that our thoughts about uncertainty and self-image and work and stress and fleeing and fighting and approval and control and security and perhaps even not being enough as we are, that these are only our thoughts, our inner habits, and our habits can be changed. So yes, we may wait for that shoe to drop. We may anticipate a shoe dropping, but let's consider the quality of the shoe. Maybe it's a different shoe. Maybe it's a shoe that is laden with miracles. Let us open our hearts to anticipate that something beautiful and wonderful wants to happen through us, is seeking expression through us every day, today, now, like that apple with the stars in it. We can develop that habit of thought of knowing that old science of mind saying something wonderful is happening to me or for me today. Something wonderful is happening through me today. However, it might take a little rest and inner peace to cultivate the awareness of that wonder that wants to happen through us. From the sacred reading, that was a beautiful reading. I love the part about the bird, that our birds are our teachers, and we can just see them atop something, seeing that they look down upon the world, and they have this whole different perspective, a bird's eye view, literally. In the sacred reading, it asked us to raise our perspective in response to work or busyness or anything, really, in response to worry, to raise our perspective, to balance as a bird balances on a branch, knowing that we are supported, and it takes a little bit of work and balance on our part as well to receive that support and also to appreciate. So I'm inviting all of us today to raise our perspective, balance, and appreciate. This is a quote from one of my favorite authors, Wayne Muller. He said, this is from his book called Sabbath, which is a book about rest. All life requires a rhythm of rest. There is a rhythm in the way day dissolves into night and night into morning. There is a tidal rhythm, a deep, eternal conversation between the land and the great sea. And I bring this up because there was a time, probably 10, 15 years ago, where Wayne Muller was speaking in Santa Barbara. And I was going to go up and attend his seminar. And I had worked all day. I drove up in rather hellacious traffic, and I was exhausted. And the seminar was on Sabbath, and I was determined to overachieve while I was there. Yes, I wanted to overachieve in a seminar on rest and Sabbath. So I sat on the front row, poised, ready to take great notes, ready to raise my hand and ask the best questions in the room. And the next thing you know, I woke up. And I don't think it was a pretty waking up. I think it was one of those like that, right? And I don't recall exactly, but I know that I had a conversation with Dr. Wayne Muller about it, saying, oh, Dr. Wayne, I really, really, really wanted to be present to be the best student in your seminar about the Sabbath. And here I was, I fell asleep in the front row. I hope your feelings weren't hurt. And all he said to me was, you know what? You fell asleep. I give you A+ in demonstrating the Sabbath. May we all appreciate the rhythm of work and rest, and whatever we're not spending enough time doing, for many of us it is rest. Let us take time to rest, even if it involves falling asleep in church. How about that? How about balance? Finding the rest in work. I invite each of us to trade aggressive accomplishment for gentle satisfaction in many tiny tasks. You know, one of the wonders of Service Space, the service organization that many of us are involved in, that I am involved in deeply, is that they focus on the small. We're always talking about small acts of kindness here. And it is amazing when you start noticing that small acts of kindness are profound, that small tasks done with mindfulness are profound. That changes our perception of the world. Certainly, there will be times when we want to flight or flee or fritter or procrastinate. You know, Mark Nepo, in a lecture that I listened to of his recently, said that he often, when he sits down to write, he feels like he has to push the pen. But if he gets started, he says the pen starts pulling him. It reminds me very much of Dr. Michael Beckwith, who said that in the beginning, we are pushed by fear, but soon we are pulled by vision. And if we want to make this really practical, I'll tell you about an experience that happened with me recently. Our garage was disgusting. I was contemplating cleaning the whole thing. It wasn't happening. I was frittering. A lot of Chicago Fire got watched whilst frittering. But then one day I just decided I'm just going to sweep a tiny space. And I did. And the space grew. And it continues to grow. And it's not just sweeping the tiny space. It's sweeping the tiny space with mindfulness and knowing that we're doing a great and a beautiful thing in just doing that small thing. And we can know that the small is great and beautiful because guess what? We are enough. We are already enough. So think about a tiny space, metaphorically, that might require sweeping in your life. And just start it and see if doing something small, doing something mindfully, see if you can find the spot where you stop pushing and begin to feel pulled by something greater, something greater, something greater that is already within each of us. And that's the last part. This raising our perspective, rising up, sitting on the top of that tree branch. You know, before I was mentioning that all of our fumbling around is an attempt to get something, and it's an attempt to get something that we already have. We are puppies chasing our tails, right? We seek our good through relentless pressure and aggressive self-improvement. We already have that which we seek. We already have that which we seek. And I love the attribution here at Bonnie Rose and every mystic ever, okay? Every mystic says this. And just to prove it, here's Richard Rohr, who said, our inherent Christ nature is not a goal to be achieved, but an inheritance to be recognized. Can you, will we recognize our Christ nature, which is the presence of allness and wholeness and love within each of us? It doesn't matter what religion you are. It is in everyone and everything. Christ is another name for everything. Will we recognize our inherent Christ nature, not as a goal to be achieved, but an inheritance, a divine inheritance to be recognized? Today here on this beautiful Labor Day, we remember that we have an ongoing reminder with us all the time, and that is the human heart. The human heart, as you know, I'm not a cardiologist, but I know this. I know that the human heart has two phases. The first one is the systolic phase. That is the contraction phase, right? The second one, it's diastolic or diastole, and I looked it up because I've always heard it called relaxation or rest, but it can also be known as expansion. If we are willing to rest, to take time for conscious, mindful rest, put it on your Post-it note if you have to, then our lives expand into the grace that we already are. We are in the heart of God, and this from St. Augustine, our heart is restless until it rests in you, until we remember who we are. Everything. This is why I say that there is good in everything. That's why I say it. That's where Shakespeare says it. Is that everything is either our divine recognition of God, or it is an urge to recognize God in a deeper, more powerful way. And that urge to recognize a deeper, more powerful version of God, vision of God for ourselves, it's constantly pulling at us. It will never go away because it's always there and it's infinite and intimate. Our only question is, will we say yes to it? Will we believe that it's there and say yes? And so again, here on this beautiful Labor Day, we sit in this church of joy. And I guess part of this message today is about inviting us to recognize that there are signs that we are on the right track. And one of those signs, I believe, in this community is joy. Therefore, it gives me great pleasure to share this picture, which I have permission to share. One of my great joys in life, I can hear him laughing over there, is torturing Chris, our pianist. Chris gave me permission to share this picture, which brings me great joy, and I hope it does the same for you on this beautiful, beautiful Labor Day. Wait for it. Here it comes. Happy Labor Day. And I'll tell you what, with all the frittering and all the procrastinating and all the high dusting and all the cleaning out the refrigerator and all the chasing the animals around my house, when it comes to that feeling of sitting down and being pushing out a sermon, and finally the sermon starts to pull you, this was one of the most joyful moments of creating this talk, when I called Chris and asked permission to post this picture, and the debate that we had about it, he said, looks like I just have a little pinhead on this big body. And then I was like, well, I'm covering up all the naughty bits, with black bars like they do. And he's like, they're not even my naughty bits. It's a cardboard cutout. So today I bring you joy. I bring you love. I bring you rest in everything. Rest in the humanity, rest in the comedy of being. And let us read this affirmation together. Today, I give myself permission to play. I am joyful. I rest in God. And so it is. And so it is. And so we let it be. Chris. Put on your hula skirt and play the piano. Okay. All right, here we go. And so resting in this joy and this centered grace that we come to in this beautiful sanctuary, we know that it is here because God is here. And because God is here, we are here. And because we are here, God is here. How beautiful it is to abide in this Mobius strip of community, this grace and this power and this goodness and this love that is all that is. And so today we not only rest in it, we recognize that we are it, that we are the hope and the beauty and the power and the love, the rest, the work, and everything in between. How beautiful it is to know this infinite nature in each and every one of us. And so today, in power and presence, in love, I rest in these words. And I trust that divine spirit transforms us from the inside out to bring greater peace to our lives, to bring greater joy, to bring greater esteem, to release anything that we might be clinging to as a symbol and know that the only symbol, the only reality is God, and that which we want, we already have. And so I am grateful to know this for all of us. I am grateful to smile at all of it and welcome it in and just trust that we are on this beautiful, gorgeous, magnificent path that we share together. I bless this teaching and all teachings, all paths to God, churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, gurdwaras, fundamentalists, atheists, all beings everywhere. And with a heart that is so filled with grace and so filled with love and a longing to be even more in love, I release these words into the divine mystery, and together we say, and so it is. Namaste. Hello.
Thank you, Bonnie.
My pleasure.
I just got to say it. How many people were glad it wasn't your picture up there? Sorry, Chris.
Good sport. Yeah, really good sport.
This is a place where we create a fun family, that you're able to bring your own distilled water.
Yes.
We can make fun of our beloved Chris. Thank you. But we can also learn to do life differently with the support of each other. And I loved how you wove in the small from service space, because when we're in that to-do mode, we think we're climbing Everest.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
And that's a big mountain.
It is.
But where do you start? You start with one step. And that is so important to be able to start that step in joy. And
Thank
so
you.
I'm just grateful for the
Thank you,
message
Lori.
today.
Thank you.
So this morning, as we place our offering over our heart, I just invite you to embrace the small joy of the gift that you gave yourself today of being here. So we will start the blessing together. We trust in spirit. Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to offer a chant that is from the Sufi tradition. And in it you will hear Ishkala Mabudlela. Ishkala Mabudlela, which translates to I am love, I am the lover, and I am the beloved.
I am one with the beloved. I am loved and I am lover. Holy mirror of all creation. Witness and emanation and me. You're the joy you led, wanting nothing, you're fulfilled. Flame, passion, burn, hunger, thirst, and yearning. You're the joy, wanting nothing, you're fulfilled. You're the flame of passion burning, hunger, thirst, and yearning. We sing. Mabulila.
Thank you. Just one quick announcement. Some of you know that my birthday is coming up, and yeah, whatever. Okay, so anyway, I am divesting. I am giving away a bunch of stuff, and I don't need any more things. So if you would like to give a birthday present, by all means, you're not required. But if you'd like to, how about you come to the event that we're having on next Saturday, where we're going to have karaoke. Now, it works better for our karaoke team if you sign up in advance so you can get your song picked in advance. And we're also having a great silent auction. That's all I'm asking, folks. That's what I want. So if you want to, come on down. If not, I still love you, okay? I'm going to pass it to Jennifer.
Yep. Everybody get here. It's going to be a really fun party.
It's going to be super fun.
It's going to be super fun, super fun, super fun. And if you want to bring a basket, we have forms for you to fill out in the social hall, and then you can deliver your baskets on Wednesday. But we would like to have all the forms filled out today so that we can get all of the bid sheets and things organized and started. That is optimal. That is optimal. So for those of you who are new, I see some new faces today, so that's fantastic. Welcome. Thank you for coming. If you didn't get a welcome packet when you came in, be sure to find somebody with a stole, a teal stole or a white stole or a purple stole, and we will get you a welcome packet. Everything, like Reverend Bonnie said at the beginning of service, everything is on our website at www.venturacsl.org. So I love to see all the new faces. I love to see all of the repeat offending faces or whatever, however you want to think of yourselves. I love seeing a full sanctuary. So thank you for being here. Really quick. So if you're at home, thank you also. I don't know who's regular online right now, but thank you for coming. And if you're like us, please do all of those social media things that you do on social media, like, share, comment on. I like the in person. So, and if you're in person, through these doors here and here, we have hospitality. Back here, we have a bookstore back here, and we have more people that just love to talk to y'all. So come through and strike up a conversation. The few things that I'd like to address, we have classes coming up in September. The first one is The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity. This is a 6-week class facilitated by Bill and Susan Seal. So Bill's over here by the window with the hat on. He is going to be at the concierge desk. So if you have any questions about, and Susan's right here. If you have any questions about their class, find them and they can fill you in. You don't have to be an artist. The beauty of this work is that we are all creative, and it's called Artist's Way, but it's really tapping into that part of us that is creative, and we are all creative. Even me, y'all. I mean, I know I was surprised when I took it the first time how fun and amazing the coursework is. Another class that we're teaching here in September, it's on Tuesday starting September 10th, is Journey of the Soul. That is also a 6-week course. It's facilitated by the wonderful Linda Drevestad. So this book uses the Magic of the Soul book by Reverend Patrick Arbula. If you're curious about that, come see me, or the book is in the bookstore. You can flip through it and see what that's all about. But another fantastic teacher and a fantastic course. We also have a workshop, if you don't like the 6-week commitment. We have a workshop called Magic Mosaic, and that is coming up Saturday, September 4th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And through art, bring your inner critic to light, and with the help of meditation and color, transform it into a powerful affirmation. So this is facilitated by Bill and Gail Matthews in Priceless Pricing. So Gail is over here with the bun. She will also be at the concierge desk, so please talk to her about this really fun and transformative workshop. Everything here is fun and everything is transformative because we're all creative, and so everything you do is transformative. It's amazing. It's amazing how that all works. So we're going to, as we're working on we're going to do a closing affirmation. I invite all the practitioners that come on down here. After service, our practitioners will be down here and they will be doing 1-minute miracles. So if you have a question, or you want to anchor something, one of your creative thoughts in prayer, please meet with one of the practitioners and they will work with you on that. So with that, we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to let all of that announcement energy just settle down. And breathe again, because it's so fun to breathe when we've forgotten to. Just for me, maybe. So here we go. Today we choose to be love, to share love, to serve love. Thank you for our lives. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, everybody.